Hello there, 7th graders. This is Mr. Kashi. I'd like to take this video to go through the process of making the different graphs for your two questions that you asked your classmates. Okay, so we're going to have a histogram for our numerical data and a bar graph for our categorical data. Feel free to pause this video at any time and then go and do those directions on your Excel sheet. That's the way this video is going to be set up, so you can just go ahead and pause and then do that step and then come back to the video and find out what else you need to do. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is right in line with your data here, all the data numbers that you put in, right next to that in the A column, you need to put in your hour. Okay, so I would put like hour 4 or 4th hour. Okay. And you need to do the same thing with your categorical data. So lined up in that A column, you need to put in 4th hour or 6th hour or 7th hour, whichever hour you have me. Okay? And so first what we're going to do is we are going to create our histogram for our numerical question. Okay? So what you need to do first is you need to highlight all of the data that is going to be in your graph. You need to start here and you need to highlight all of that right there. Make sure all of those are highlighted, the 4th hour, the how many sports do you play, your question, and whatever the question is, all of your categories or your ranges in the histogram part, and then make sure obviously your data is showing as well. Okay? Then what you need to do is you need to go up to this Insert tab. Okay, and then a whole bunch of stuff pops up. Then actually it already shows you need to insert a column graph, and then you need to insert this one right here. We are not going to be using three-dimensional graphs. You have to use a 2D graph in this sense, and these two are for two different things. We need to do this first two-dimensional graph. And with Excel, it's rather easy. It already sets it all up for you. Okay? So if you want to move it down so I can still see your data but see your histogram down here, then move down. There's a couple of different things. Okay, so 4th hour is obviously kind of in our legend right there. Now this is not a histogram yet because these bars are not touching. Okay, we haven't done that, but before we do that I want to get to the title. So what you need to do is you need to double click, okay, and then highlight that, and then you need to actually type in your question. Okay, how many sports do you play, or whatever your question is. Okay, and then you just click outside of it, and then that is your new title. How many sports do you play? That was the numerical question. All right, and so now I have a new title like that. I have my 4th hour legend here, or 6th hour or 7th hour, whichever you choose. And then what you need to do is we need to get these bars to touch. Okay, we need to get these bars to touch. So I need you to click on any one of the bars that is showing. Okay, then I need you to right click so this menu pops up. Then you need to click on the Format Data Series. Click on that, and then this window will pop up. Okay, and what you need to do is, as you can see down here, these series options, these series is actually the bars that you're talking about. You need to take this gap width and slide it over so there is no gap. And then you'll see that your histogram down here is actually created no gaps between, and it's a 0% gap width. All right? And then what you need to do is you need to go to the fill, all right, the fill option. Then you need to select the solid fill, and then the two things that you will have different than anybody else is you will get to choose whichever color you'd like. It must be a solid color and one out of these themed colors. Okay, so I'm going to choose green for this one, and then I will let you choose the transparency anywhere from 0 to about 70% or so. You got to see something. If you have 100% transparency, that doesn't really tell you anything. But you can have it be somewhat transparent or not transparent at all. Okay. For a histogram, it's a little bit nicer to have it not transparent at all, and you can kind of really see the steps there. Okay. All these I would like you not to touch at all. So just the series options and the fill right there. And this is your histogram. It gives you a nice layout, nice, big, beautiful, and bold, and it should look great. Okay? Now what we need to do is we need to go through and we have to do this pretty much the same thing for your categorical data or your bar graph. Okay, so you need to highlight everything there. Insert, column, needs to be the same type of bar graph. Okay, bring it over here. Now the only difference here is that this one, obviously your title is going to be different. What is your favorite sport? Okay, still at 4th hour. Now these actually all need to be the same color still. You cannot have different colors in a bar graph. Different colors in a bar graph would mean that it's a double bar graph and that you're comparing between two different categories. So if I were to split up my questions and tally up how many girls liked hockey and how many boys liked hockey, that would be a double bar graph, and I would have two different bars, one color representing the amount of girls and one color representing the amount of boys. We did not do that here. Okay, but what you can do is you can right click on here on any of the bars there, format the data series. Okay, you can make the gaps bigger or smaller, however you like, but you do need to have a gap in between these because this is categorical data. Okay, and then for the fill, you can go to the solid fill, and once again you can choose your color. Okay, maybe I'll choose purple this time, and you can choose your transparency. For a categorical, a little transparency isn't too bad to kind of see where the lines are so you can compare. Alright, so once again, just the series options and the fill are the two things that you need to make sure that you have covered. Alright, and once you have those two looking like that, good. I have my numerical histogram and my categorical bar graph there, which is good. Two different colors. That is one thing I would like you to have. Make sure they are two different colors here. That your histogram and your bar graph are two completely different colors. And then finally, the only last thing that you need to do is you need to save it. Okay, so you would need to go to Control Save, or if you wanted to go to File and Save As or Save Here. Okay, so that is how you create the graphs, and I will be giving you more directions here on how to turn it in class.